Goals, goals, goals. I know you're being bombarded by a bunch of posts about goal setting and planning your best year. And this episode is not going to just be about goal setting. I don't want you to be so focused on that you overlook the importance of taking aligned action, which leads to a more fulfilling year. Taking action is important because without it, you won't get results. But sometimes your actions can end up serving as a distraction, or they're based on what you feel you should be doing, not what you want to do. So you may be getting results, but they probably aren't the results that you really want. And this year, let's change that. And that's what this episode is about. I'm going to share 3 things you need to do so that you start your year in alignment and stay that way. So grab your pen and paper and let's dive into episode 44 so you can get things in place to have a more aligned and fulfilling year. Welcome back to the More Than Capable Mompreneur podcast. I'm Shannon Baker, a coffee-loving mompreneur that started as a virtual assistant and turned into a total systems geek. And I want to help you shift your mindset and embrace your worthiness while creating systems in your business so you can be more productive and build success on your own terms without the mom guilt. Are you loving that? Well, I hope you're ready for real conversations that will help you beat the perfectionist inside, rediscover your strengths, and up-level your self-love in the mom cracks of time so you can stop letting fear hold you back because you are enough and you do enough. We are more than capable mompreneurs. So grab your cup of coffee, some sparkling water, or pour a glass of your favorite wine and let's dive in. Well, let me start by saying, first of all, that I cannot believe this is the first episode of 2021. At the time that I'm recording this episode, I have been a podcaster for 9 months, and we've been home 99% of the time for those 9 months. So things kind of tend to run together. But I know you've probably been running at full speed, running your business, being a teacher, mom, and you may even work a day job like me. So the truth is, things probably aren't going to slow down, and what became the new norm in 2020 is now our reality. So it's probably going to be another long year. But that doesn't mean that it can't be a great one. Now, I know everyone's talking about creating vision boards and goal setting, and those are really good ways to start the year off so you can focus your energy and resources to get specific results. I am even working on mine in Trello right now. But there are a few other things that you need to do to get full alignment to help you achieve those goals. Now, we can't control a lot of the things that have had an impact on our lives, like a pandemic, but we can control our actions and what we spend our time and resources on. And that's why taking aligned action is what we need to talk about. So here are 3 things that you can do to make this year great, no matter what else happens. The first thing I want you to do is pick a word or phrase for the year. Now, I've done this for the past few years, and let me tell you, it has really helped me to create positive and forward change in my life and my business. Now, I think it's a really great exercise to do every year because you think about what matters the most to you, and then you describe it using a word or 2 or a few. A word of the year is going to set you in the right direction by bringing more awareness to your intentions. Now, I usually end up picking 2 words that complement each other every year. So if you want to do 2 or even 3 words, that's totally fine too. Now, here's the process that I use to pick my word or words of the year. And I'm going to share my words for the past 2 years and for the current year, which is 2021, afterwards as well. The first thing you need to do is review your previous year. So take a piece of paper, draw a line down the center, label one side wins and the other side losses. Now set a timer for 4 minutes and fill in both columns with as much as you can. The second thing I want you to do is identify what fires you up. So flip your paper over, set the timer for 4 more minutes, and complete this exercise. So write down all the things that motivate you to make things happen, whether it's cuddling with your kids, spending time with your pets, your hubby, coffee with your best friend, baking, shopping, drinking wine, whatever it is, write it down. The third thing I need you to do is Determine that you're going to face your fears and conquer them. Fear is one of the biggest roadblocks to becoming who you're meant to be by sharing your passion and fulfilling your purpose. So that's why we have to face our fears. So I'm going to challenge you to complete these prompts because you are not going to let fear define you anymore. Writing out what your fears are can motivate you to move forward past them. So identify 3 things, no more than that you are afraid of, and complete this prompt for each of those things. Right, I am afraid of blank because blank. So fill in those blanks. Then write, if I face these fears, my life would blank. Next, if I face these fears, my business would blank. And last, if I face these fears, I would feel blank. So however many fears you have that are holding you back, complete those 4 prompts so that you can determine that you're going to face them, move past them, and get the success that you want. Next, I want you to write down 1 to 5 words that really reflect how you want your year to feel now that you've completed the other steps. Nouns, verbs, anything works. Just choose words that feel good to you. Then make sure you look the words up in the dictionary, look at them all together, and narrow down your list to the one that you know you need and want more of this year. And remember, you can always add additional words or even change your word later if it doesn't quite fit. Now, I'm going to share my previous words with you. So in 2019, my word of the year was focus. During that year, I ended all my service agreements with my clients and put my business on pause. I was really thinking about shutting my business down, so I went back to work part-time, and I took the year to determine what was most important to me. I was focused. Now, once I identified my fears and embraced that my faith and my family were most important to me and nothing was going to interfere with those 2 areas of my life, which, by the way, was no surprise to me, but I decided to change my business to support that because that wasn't happening previously. I was held back by fear of failure and fear that succeeding would take me away from the time that I should be spending with my family or on spiritual things. So when I chose my word of the year, I realized that being focused meant I just needed to keep things simple and direct my attention to one thing at a time. That my business just needed to be aligned with my priorities to get the fulfillment that I desired. That way I could focus on spiritual things, take care of my family, take better care of myself, and grow my business. So I decided I wanted to rebrand my business based on a one-on-one model. I put systems in place to create boundaries for my business, and I moved forward with more clarity than I have ever had before in the 8 years of running this business. Now in 2020, I picked the word courage. I rebranded my business and I had to step out on faith that it would work because I was scared to death. Now, the second word that I chose for 2020 was confident because I had to get comfortable saying that I am qualified to help women with service-based businesses create their back office systems and grow a side gig while working a day job and taking care of their family. I can help them achieve success on their own terms because I'm doing it with confidence. So I had to take action, even though some of my very trusted friends and colleagues told me I would always just be known as a virtual assistant, and I needed to accept that. So I ignored those voices. I carved out my own lane in a new space as a business system strategist, and I launched this podcast in April 2020 to put my voice and my expertise out there into the world with confidence, and it took a lot of courage to do it. And I don't regret my decision at all. I feel totally aligned with the words that I've chosen over the past 2 years and the results that I've achieved because of them. It feels fantastic. Now, my word for 2021 is simplicity. I'm going to continue to streamline, reduce, and put things in order to make things clear, make things easier, make them less complex. Yes to all of that and more. I need space and time in my life to just be. So in order to get there, I need all of the above to simplify and streamline everything in my life wherever I can. Now, I've attempted to align my goals and be more intentional with how I do things over the next 12 months. And I have to admit, it's not natural for me to leave things unscheduled and just go with the flow or say no in lieu of being still. However, I have been practicing giving myself some grace, but I also have to be firm with myself. But I'm going to find a simple and happy rhythm for my family this year. So now it's your turn. Now, once you go through these exercises and have your word, it's going to be easier for you to take the next step. And that step is for you to pick goals based on the season your life is in. A goal is something that can be measured because you took specific steps and it leads to a specific outcome. Think about it this way. When you're going to drive to a new destination, you don't just hop in the car and start driving before plugging the address into your GPS, Waze app, Google Maps, or whatever you use to get step-by-step directions. You would never reach your destination. And if you're like me and my husband, when we have our destination, we don't know where we're going, we actually check travel time and the route days before we need to leave to make sure that we determine what time we need to depart and the route that we're going to take. Now, imagine running your business without a clear final destination and no directions to get where you want to go. Without those clearly defined goals and a plan to achieve it, there's a lot at stake. Your business, your dreams, your happiness, and the quality of life with your family. Now, I don't want you to set a goal that is a dollar amount. Now, hear me out. If your goal is money, then you don't know what specific steps you should take, which makes it harder for you to reach your goals. Money is an outcome that your actions produce. So instead, think about something that you can work all year towards that's going to have a greater impact, and then break it down into smaller chunks. Here's an example. Last year, my goal was to establish myself as an expert when it comes to systems and productivity. So I assigned one specific goal to every quarter and created a plan each quarter that supported that smaller focus that led to my big goal. Then, when I created my action plan, I took into account the season that my life was in because it dictated what my priorities were. So my goals not only helped me grow my business, but I was able to enjoy life. So here are 3 things that you can do to help you work out those details. Start by making a list of personal and business events that are taking place in your life over the next 90 days. That's weddings, graduations, baby showers, vacations, conferences, networking events, all of these stuff. You can embrace the season of life you're in and create goals that complement that, but only if you know what all those things are. So based on all the things that are going on in your life, determine what you will realistically have time to focus on in your business. This is one thing that if you achieve it, it's going to make everything else easier. Now make sure you ignore what is going on in everyone else's life. So you have to pick goals based on your life and your priorities. Most importantly, do not ever discount your goals and feel like they aren't big enough. Whatever you pick, focus on it for 90 days. Give yourself, your family, and your business the attention they deserve. Stop leaving things to chance. And most importantly, stop comparing yourself to other people. Now, if you would like some worksheets to help you with this, you can grab a copy of my 90-day goal setting worksheets from my online ResourceVault. They're going to help you outline the tasks that you need to complete in bite-sized chunks or the mom cracks of time so that you can reach one goal over the next 90 days. Now, if you need help choosing your word or even picking your goal, you can always go to the More Than Capable Mompreneur Facebook community and ask for help there. It's a free online community that will help you do the next thing. Find your tribe online. I want you to think about the type of support that you need to help you reach your goals and be successful. Behind every successful woman is a tribe of women who choose collaboration over competition. And that's exactly how I view the ladies inside of my community. We are a small but mighty group of fempreneurs in different stages of our lives, and different stages in our business. But we give each other feedback. We help each other generate topics for podcasts, live trainings, so many different things. We troubleshoot with each other on business things, personal things, and we support each other and encourage each other. I even brainstorm with them and bounce ideas off of them, which helps me to get clarity. With their support, I feel empowered and excited as I grow my business and become a better podcaster. It's actually a simple form of self-care. This community is a safe space for all of us to vent, and I can pour into everyone in that community while sharing my latest podcast episodes. So if you would like to join, there's a link in the show notes. Now let's review the 3 things that you're going to do so that you can be in alignment this year. Pick your word or phrase for the year that is tied to what you want to achieve in your life and in your business. 2, pick one big goal for the year that does not involve money, because that's an outcome of your actions and not a goal, and break that down into smaller goals. Create a simple action plan based on the season your life is in right now and focus on that for 90 days. And then 3rd, focus on connecting with other women that can support you and help you reach your goals. Your tribe is your vibe, so choose carefully. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this week's episode. You can find a link to my online resource vault for the 90-day goal worksheets and to the Facebook community in the show notes. And if you enjoyed listening to the show, please be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast platform. And please be so kind to leave me a review and a rating if you're listening in Apple Podcasts. If you learned something new in today's show, or you just really like this or any other episodes, please let me know. Take a screenshot and post it in Instagram stories and tag me at _Shannon Baker. And remember, you are more than enough. So until next time, keep calm and streamline.